1,058 articles in English, 407 in Spanish, 162 in French, 1,629 articles from 18 countries. This is what higher education is saying about AI this week. AINEWS.SOCIAL gathered 5,783 articles. After evaluation, we kept 1,629. And here's what struck us immediately. Across 3 languages and 4 continents, one narrative dominates. AI integration isn't presented as a choice. It's presented as weather, something that simply happens to institutions. But who benefits when transformation feels inevitable? That question echoes through this week's coverage in ways the headlines never acknowledge. 823 articles on education, 361 on social aspects, 293 on AI literacy, 152 on tools. Notice something? The conversation about what AI does outnumbers the conversation about what AI means by more than 2 to 1. Implementation dominates. Philosophy trails behind. And here's what's curious. When AINEWS.SOCIAL mapped the semantic space this week, we found equity concerns clustered at the edges. Not absent, just peripheral. The specialized literature treats equity as central. The mainstream coverage treats it as an afterthought. That gap tells a story. You can explore exactly where these clusters form in the semantic space visualization. A fundamental tension cuts across every category this week. On one side, institutions building surveillance architectures, detection tools, monitoring systems, control mechanisms. On the other, rhetoric of empowerment, student agency, faculty innovation, creative liberation. Both narratives appear in the same publications, sometimes in the same articles. The contradiction map makes this visible in ways that reading individual pieces never could. French language sources show this tension most starkly. Surveillance responses appear alongside empowerment language with almost no acknowledgement of the contradiction. When institutions say, "We're empowering you," while building systems to watch you, which message should we believe? Techno-Solutionism. That's the frame that dominates this week's coverage across all 1,629 articles. AI integration isn't presented as a cultural shift, not as an ethical reckoning, not as a political choice. It's presented as a technical challenge requiring technical solutions. Alvin Toffler warned about this decades ago. He called it future shock, but he also warned about who gets to define what the future looks like. This week, vendors and administrators dominate that definition. Faculty voices appear. Student voices, rare. Community perspectives, almost invisible. The power dynamics visualization maps exactly who speaks and who gets spoken about. The difference is striking. What isn't being said? That's often more revealing than what is. This week, AINEWS.SOCIAL found implementation guides outnumber ethical frameworks by a significant margin. Labor displacement discussions appear in specialized publications but rarely surface in mainstream higher education coverage. And here's something worth sitting with. The conversation about AI in education proceeds largely without the voices of those most affected by it. Students, contingent faculty, staff whose jobs may transform or disappear. The bipartite network shows which sources connect to which themes. Some connections are dense, others are conspicuously empty. Those empty spaces deserve your attention. 1,629 articles, 3 languages, 18 countries, 1 week. This is just the surface. Every pattern we've mentioned, every tension, every silence, it's all explorable. The visualizations, the reports, the data itself. AINEWS.SOCIAL built this not to tell you what to think, but to show you what's being thought and what isn't. We'll be here next week. The question is, will the conversation change? Start exploring.